Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Yeehaw Lads podcast, episode number 37. And today, we're talking about murder.
Cool.
Seriously, no, we're going to go over the year-end totals of murders, shootings, and other shots fired in Chicago this year.
Oh, fuck.
Courtesy of HeyJackass.com.
What a great fucking website. Shout out.
One of my favorite websites.
I just watched Donut Operator use this in one of his videos.
Oh, he used it?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
it was not long ago.
Yeah, it's literally like the best place to like, someone's like, oh, I love Chicago. It's like, well, lucky for you. Here's how it is this year.
I think this was just like a comparison. It's like, well, this happened and this happened. It's like, well, here's Chicago, so here's a baseline.
Yeah,
you know?
here's
here's rock bottom. Anything is an improvement from here.
Yeah. Oh, that's so terrible. Wait, compare it to this weekend in Chicago.
Yeah,
And they're
I
like,
think it was literally that.
they're like,
yeah, it was
really?
carjackings. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, oh, here, let's just check Chicago real quick because we got the stats.
My
And it was
favorite
like, oh,
is the
like
shot
18.
in the assometer.
oh, it's so good. But anyway, we'll run through those today since the totals came in a couple weeks ago, but I haven't gotten around to it. We've had actual stuff to talk about, and right now we don't. So we're going to talk about this because I find this really interesting.
Fuck yeah.
So let me switch to the first pictures, and we'll take a quick little look-see. So for the year of 2023, we are 576 shot and killed with a total of 3,077 people shot in the city of Chicago just last year.
Does this include cops?
I think
don't
it
actually.
includes everybody.
I think it's anything, yeah.
Okay,
think
I wasn't 100% sure.
Because I'm sure that they would pull this data from gunshot wounds from hospitals.
But yeah, any reported
Yes.
shot
Okay.
at all. So it's like, that's a big number, 3,077. But what does that really add up to? How about a person shot every 2 hours and 51 minutes in the
Jesus
city?
Christ.
And of those, every 13 and a half hours, one of them is a murder.
People wonder why I hate going to fucking Chicago.
Oh, it's terrible. Like, I was talking to our new kid at work here. I'm like, the last time that I went to Chicago for something was when you and me picked up the Sandrail with the red trailer. I'm like, I brought my race gun. Like, I'm bringing a 21 round like competition gun. I'm not bringing my concealed carry.
We ain't here to fuck
I'm
around.
like 12 rounds is great for normal day to day, but I'm bringing 21 and spare mags. I'm not fucking, I'm not even pretending to take this easy because this city fucking scares me.
Somebody's about to get their shit kicked.
Especially, well, me driving on Lakeshore Drive with a truck and trailer. I almost got my shit
Hey,
kicked in.
it said no truck and trailer. You'd think
It said
when-
no trucks.
Oh,
And I'm like, that means no semis,
Yeah, no
right?
semis.
Nope, it did not.
Yeah, it's like anything over 8,000 pounds, I'm pretty sure.
I think it meant any truck at all. Because like when we got to the shop to pick it up, the guy's like, "You really did that?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Holy fuck!"
he's like, yeah, he was very surprised that we did not get pulled over.
He was shocked. He's like, you must have been the luckiest person to go through because there's no way they would have not stopped you. I'm like, well, fucking
Hell yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, no, the cops are too busy tending to the murdered.
Tending to
Duh.
the murder every 13 and a half hours.
Well, and I don't know if it's, I would say, a fact, but I do know that in like some neighborhoods, if they hear gunshots, cops don't even fucking go that way.
Oh, we'll talk about that too. We've got
Ooh.
numbers for everything for this.
Stats.
Our next stat. So
It's a
these
camera.
things, well, yes and no.
This is the shot alarms.
So there's a camera, and these two boxes are called shot spotters. So shot spotters in the city of Chicago are basically microphones that are trained to identify gunshots.
How many times have people shot the box?
Oh, it's got to be in the thousands. I can't. I have to
guarantee
imagine.
once they figured out what they were, they're like, well, fuck it.
Yeah, but
Just-
why do you even care? You're just the city's lawless nightmare. What's the difference?
Oh.
But basically, there's been varied reports on how like effective they are. From what I can tell, they're probably like 70%. They catch 70% of gunshots. They're not misidentifying, but they're catching like 70 out of 100%.
Yeah.
So these numbers are probably actually a hair low that we're going to see. But I'd love to see your reaction on how many shots you think.
Can we take a guess first?
Yeah, I was just saying how many shots you think have been
Well,
taken
what's
in
the- what's
Chicago.
Per year
What's
or
the
like
time
what
frame?
hour?
This year.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Oh shit.
So Chicago's got a population of like 1 billion, whatever
Yeah,
it is. It's a lot.
Rough guess. Does it hear... If there's multiple back-to-back, it counts every multiple
I
in
believe-
that 70%.
I believe so, yes. I believe it's each individual shot
I'm
it
fucking
hears
I'm
is
fucking
reported.
going high. I'm high as shit.
I was going to go 100,000.
higher than Senator Sox.
Jesus Christ.
100,000?
100,000?
think-
Fuck,
yeah.
my low ball was 300K.
Okay.
Do you,
I
have,
mean,
do you have a real number?
I'll go
You go
375.
You could have went 101. Price is
yeah.
right. Fucking screw him over.
Yeah, it's going to be a shitload.
Survey says 172,000.
oh my god.
Like
Hold on. What are the numbers? Week number rounds
Yeah.
detected.
by week, an average week is about 3,000 rounds fired. Like in 7 days, that's 400 rounds a day.
That's a lot of fucking money and
Minimal.
ammunition. Son of a bitch.
172,000 rounds.
Now,
It's like in my lifetime, I've shot, I don't know, 2,000 to 3,000 rounds maybe in years of shooting relatively actively. 172 and a half thousand.
This is the statistic you need to show people. Murders, no one can really grasp that. But
Yeah.
when you say 3,000 shots a week,
a week.
out of a
on average.
75% correct detection
Yes.
rate.
I have seen reports everywhere from 40% to 90% on that, so I don't have a legit it's this accurate.
40 to 90.
But-
I would call that around 70.
Call it a rounding error, and you're at 200,000 rounds
Yeah.
detected in 1 year.
I mean, what would 40% of that be still? Like
If that was
let's say 70 let's say if it was 100% accurate, this would be 200,000, right?
Yeah, if it's
that'd
on
be
the low
about
end.
that'd be about that. So let's call it
If it was on the low end, like
it'd
if it
still
was
be what
at
50%.
no, because it's underreporting.
Oh,
It's not
yeah.
over-reporting. It's under-reporting. So if this was 40 to 50% efficient, we'd be at like 360,000 rounds total.
Okay.
It has only picked up half.
I
of
thought
them.
I thought when you said 40%, it was 40%
Over-reporting.
was the bottom. Like we think it's about 40% accurate, where you're saying it's about 70.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is if it was 100% accurate, it's 172. So assuming it's actually under-reporting,
It's
it
over
could be
200,000.
It's minimum 200,000, and realistically probably closer to 3, just from how There's only so many of these up there. I tried to find a number for like, is there 1,000 of these boxes? But
yeah.
from what I can tell, it covers like a 13-mile square area,
Yeah.
which that's
It's not
averaging
that
out
much.
to, I don't know, 10,000 shots per square mile. Like the numbers are baffling.
Yeah.
Like you're burning through cases of
So,
ammo a weekend just by
if-
shooting at each other on the street.
If this number is correct and it only caught
It's-
75%,
Right.
the actual number would be 215,675.
Jesus. Yeah. And yeah, if it was 50%, it'd be right about 350. Like, that's crazy to me. Like,
And that's only 13 square miles.
I think that was the number. I could be wrong. Maybe it's 100 square miles. I don't know.
But
this
still.
is, I read this 2 weeks ago. And yes, last week we had a bunch of stuff to talk about that was still garbage, but we talked about it anyway.
And, that's not including,
And this is,
suppressors and other
auto
illegal
sears,
things,
baby.
auto sears,
it might not pick up a full auto Glock. I don't fucking know.
I guess there's only one way to find out.
No. No.
Make an auto sear.
But it's like, this is Chicago-esque area. There's no private land here. There's no trees and backstops.
Yeah. It's
This
just gonna blend in with all the other shots.
We
We'll
just
be
put in
fine.
blanks.
This is fucking city.
You think what? Let's just do a 17 round Glock mag. Like we do that in downtown Chicago. They'll be like, "Oh, that's just one guy
Look up-
found one."
that's
Oh,
just-
sorry, my car backfired.
That's just the thing that happens here.
Yeah, you're gonna arrest me for the 17 shots in the middle of the other 200,000.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think we'll be.
What are you
fine.
gonna do? Write me a ticket?
Yeah. They're like,
Noise complaint.
like, sir, you're white. You should know better. Jeez.
Whoa.
Shit. Damn. He
So
said
yeah.
it.
So yeah, if you want to shoot 200,000 rounds a year, just go to Chicago because they don't care apparently.
Oh, you know what?
I do not know what. Would you like to tell
How
me?
let's in the amount of cost.
Oh, cents per
How
round.
how many?
I
Or
got
how much money would 2,000 rounds or 200,000 rounds cost in just 9 mil?
they're about 30 cents a round, so that would be 60 grand, roughly.
That's a shitload of money.
Hey,
That's a nice
that's-
brand new car.
That's a good yearly salary for a person
Mm-hmm.
in just if it was just 9 mil. God forbid it's
Yeah.
anything else weird.
Hold on,
Yeah.
I'm going on bulk ammo right now.
Really, I'll say really quick. Downers Grove Sportsman's Club
Okay.
is a very cool hunt club. Apparently, we should go to.
Interesting.
They have many ranges, I believe, as well as multiple shotgun like active shotgun clay throwing. You know how they had like, did you come to the FFA
No.
shooting? Okay. It was basically like an active instead of just a big fucking like
Instead of an
baseball
open area
field
with one thrower.
it has like 3 overhead and 1 on like hovering the ground, then like wobble throwers and everything. It's all at the same station.
It's got
it
all
was
the different
very,
stuff
very
to
fun.
keep you moving.
So-
Just
But we
looking
should
at
go
it.
there.
If you were to go to bulk ammo
Yeah,
.com.
and buy 200,000 rounds.
and buy
More or less
200,000 rounds of Blazer brass in 1,000-round cases, it cost you $43,135 in just 9mm.
And that's assuming you're buying it at bulk discount
Yes.
price,
Yeah,
which you're not.
yeah,
you're
that's
paying
true.
$1 a round for this shit. Like, it's crazy.
Why is this okay? Never mind. I was gonna say, why is this state broke when we have motherfuckers spending a shit ton of money on ammo?
100,000 a year on ammo.
because they're probably buying a black market anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Taxes
Hell
are
yeah.
irrelevant.
We should go to the hood, teach them how to reload ammo. Just imagine the money.
They have to teach
hold
us how
on.
to make crack.
You just sit on
First off, they're not gonna pay us to do that. Second
No,
off,
of course
why?
not. You just sit on the corner with an ammo press, just popping rounds out. They're just like,
Ego.
you just start loading
That's
plus, plus,
actually
plus P.
no, that's actually genius because then they're all gonna be like, well, we just put more powder in and make it go
And
boom.
they
Well, then
just
all of a
start-
sudden their fucking guns don't.
All
work
the Glocks
anymore.
start exploding,
No, the poor polymer
disintegrates their hands. It's like playing with fireworks. Sometimes
Surely
you
it'll
mess
kill
up.
1 or 2 people. It'll probably benefit us if we teach them how to overload.
We go there and teach them how to load improperly. Everyone's getting a Kentucky ballistics fucking surgery. Just Glock slide through the upper
we
chest.
could just give them the. We
I
could make
guarantee-
little stick a thumb in it stickers.
Hey, I guarantee if they do hurt their hands and we amputate,
Oh.
these statistics will in fact lower themselves.
We load the ammo and have our own hospital service down the street.
now we're thinking like Americans.
Specializing
God bless the
in
free market.
off the books gunshot repair. Sew their hand back up and send them back out on the street.
Shit's
Oh,
fucked,
God.
cuz.
Let's go.
And I just give them a $50 amputation and some fucking saline and be like, here you go, chief. Don't know what to tell you.
just bring the iron worker from work. They just stick their hand. Like it's clean.
Be like the 1800s. You got demons in your blood, leeches.
We gotta drain your blood, homie. That's how they killed
Oh, you
George
got
Washington.
headaches? Get kicked by a fucking donkey.
Oh no, you're sad. Heroin.
Heroin.
Oh, God.
That's what medicine was like. Coca-Cola, Coke. Just throw the weirdest shit in there and hope it works. It's medicinal, sir. That's cocaine. Look, I have a
medicinal.
prescription for it. Pulls out paper from 1830. My doctor wrote it to me. That's not real. I'm a time traveler. How else would I have this?
Christ. All right, so what other stats you got?
Oh, we got all
Pictures of?
sorts of good ones. Let's go to the next one. Shot
Oh,
in the
my
assometer. 2023, we had 126 people shot in the butt.
God damn. What a place to get shot, too.
With a highlight of fucking May with like 20 of them. I don't know what's going on in May, but they're fucking shooting. Next up, we've got shot in the Junko meter. 49. That's self-clearancing gene pool right there.
Oh, it's Darwin Award, actually.
It is
Yeah.
you literally earned a Darwin Award at
Hopefully. God, I hope they didn't actually try to
Like-
put it back together.
the very least was 2 a month.
Shot my fucking dick off.
Like 49 is 1 a week at the very
Well,
least.
the average is like 4. Or no,
Yeah.
sorry, 3, I guess.
Yeah, 3 to 4. But like, if you shot yourself, or one person got shot in the junk 1 time a week, that'd be 52 a year. We're at
How
49.
embarrassing. To have to go
These
to the
are ones that
hospital.
are at least reported,
I
too.
shot myself in the dick.
Well, not necessarily yourself,
Yeah.
but
I was
still.
shot in the penis.
Go to the hospital. What's wrong? My dick fell off.
It don't work and the pill don't work. The pill ain't fixing it.
Next up, carjackings.
Ah.
2023 was 1,316,
Christ. There's all
but
them fucking Kias.
they got a total of 80 arrests for cars.
Oh.
wow.
That is
only 80.
6% of them.
Congratulations.
If you want to steal a car, you can go to Chicago
And just get
and
away
have a
with it.
94% chance of getting away with it.
When you put it into
my
that perspective,
God.
it's pretty fucking
The fact that you
bad.
like over 90% chance of you're walking
Well,
away
So, yeah, I'll say, well, this is arrests. Not like the people who got away, though.
is everybody else. That's the only way it could be.
Well, no. Like, sorry.
If you're not getting caught.
Okay, so that 1,316
1316.
Yeah.
is how many were reported, and only 80 of those people got arrested.
Yeah. Maybe you
Yeah.
got caught and released, but that's pretty rare.
Well, no, I had a different train of thought, but now I lost it. So anyway.
trains? I love trains.
Trains, planes,
But
and
that's about
automobiles?
110 a month on average.
Christ.
So every day about 4 cars are getting stolen.
Love that.
Hell
And
yeah.
out of those, 94% are like, yeah, I'll just drive it for an hour and dump it in the river. Whatever. Oh boy, Lake Michigan. Don't mind if I do. Send it down there to make a new coral reef.
Shit.
Let's see. Do I have anything else? Ah, yes. From the manager, owner, I'm not sure exactly what his title is, of Hey Jackass. It has now been 4 years, 1,461 days since Chicago has logged out a day without a shooting or a homicide. It has been 1,460 days without, or days since a day without a shooting.
Yeah.
Christ.
I don't understand. I would have thought that would have happened during COVID, but no, it
No.
was before COVID.
This is-
so it was just pure chance.
It was January 7th of 2020.
Yeah, I figured like month of lockdown. It's like, yeah, okay, even like, you know, little Mr. Badass Gangster is still gonna go home and be like,
Mr.
yeah, I don't want to be
Gangsta.
sick, dog.
Yeah. It's
But
been,
no, it was before that. So even when everybody was like supposed to be at home, they still were.
there's
out killing
still
each other.
shootings.
We love that.
Yeah. That is the last day that there wasn't a shooting was 4 years ago. What a great city. I love this place. Don't you guys?
Fucking hate Chicago.
So that is the majority of the stats to wrap up the last year in Chicago. What do you think? Is that more or less than you thought? Especially the rounds detected. That was way more
Rounds,
than I
yeah,
thought.
the rounds that's a number that I would like to continue to like.
We got to bump them numbers up,
about.
baby.
You just rolled up there with a minigun, just like, hold on. You're like, well, we're at 300,000 for January. I've done my job.
I've done my part.
Yeah, what a crazy city. Everyone's like, it's so beautiful. I'm like, no,
No,
the fuck it's not.
It's
Like,
a swirling cesspool of shit.
I will avoid that place like the plague. I have no reason to
I
go
remember-
anywhere near there.
Why
We
my
went up
parents
there-
or great grandparents decided to settle in this area, I'll never fucking know.
Because 100 years ago, Gaston Glock was still dead because he hadn't been born yet, and this
Fair.
wasn't a problem.
Fair.
Now
Why you
he's.
gotta blame everything on Glock, man?
Do you want me to find more stats?
Go
Because
for it.
I would like to know Glock specific stats.
If you
I'm
can
sure
prove
there's-
that most of them are
honestly-
Glocks,
you think they're not,
I can prove that just by Glock sales per year.
okay. Look, they're a very versatile handgun, and I like mine.
3. Wonder if that number exists. Oh, there's no just like, flat rate number. Gay. Either way, there's a fucking. It's the most popular handgun,
yeah,
and most shootings are handgun shootings. So
yeah, I would have to say.
it's got to be that. How many Glocks have been sold?
I've never.
Yes.
I've never seen
20
anyone.
million.
Over 20 million with a 65% market share.
Love that.
Now, is that total, or is that
Yes,
just for
that's
the
total. They estimated about 1 million sell per year.
year? Hell yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's the one doing the crime because it's most of them.
yeah.
love my
Also,
little
I don't
Glock.
see many people flashing SIGs and Tauruses
All
or
right.
anything.
Well, I
I'll-
see a lot of Tauruses. to be
I'll
fair.
Well, yeah,
give you
that's easy.
that. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
We can't have high points here, so that's out.
yeah.
CZs are too expensive. SIGs don't have auto sears. Glocks do. I mean, it's a no safety and an auto sear, and you can get a
There's
stendo.
a safety, just
Yeah.
not
What
a
is
big
what is
boy.
the brand known for extended clips?
Stendos.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I have one.
I've never seen a SIG with a 100-round mag, but boy, have I seen a lot of Glocks.
I've seen a lot of Glocks. Plus drum mags, plus,
Yeah.
dual wheel.
Well, you got to get the 30-round mag plus the extension, so it's 30
Then
plus
you tape
3.
them backwards like a banana clip, and you just fucking.
And then you have
swap
one
them.
in the chamber, so you're at 34.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would say that's a Glock crime neighborhood. I'm putting that out there.
Sad that my Glock holds more than my AR.
Well,
Yeah.
legally,
Well, I was like,
legally it does.
you can't.
Legally, one holds 15, the other holds 10. So,
Yeah.
and the other one doesn't exist. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Fucking
a fun.
Illinois gun laws are shit.
God, I'm so ready for these to get overturned any day now. Hopefully,
Yeah, we've been saying that for 8 months.
I knew it would take a long time. I'm still not holding my breath. It'll be a while longer because
Bunch of bastards.
it has to finish all the steps in the Illinois Supreme Court. Then it can get moved into the actual Supreme Court, and they're like busy doing stuff right now. I guess. I
And
don't
it's an
know.
election year. Can't wait for it to be,
Yeah, I'm
kicked
ready.
back
I'm
because
ready
of
for the new variant of COVID.
that.
Did you hear about that? Because I've heard about that.
Oh, have you?
Did you guys not hear about
Nope.
that? Oh.
I don't follow the news.
Supposedly,
Uh-huh.
in the probably, I think it's the same place that they made the old one in Wuhan, China. They're working on another one that transmits way easier and is way more lethal. Just, you
We've
know,
been hearing that fucking for the last 2 years though.
no, there was like an actual report on this one I heard a little bit ago. I could try to find it, but I don't.
Meh.
That's fine.
I'd waste half an hour trying
Like
to
I said,
dig
I've
through
I
been
don't
hearing
give a
that for
fuck.
literally 2 or
It's
3
an election
years,
year,
so-
just like SARS and COVID and a bunch of
Yeah.
other shit.
Let me just set the time to recent. But like I said, it's probably past a month. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah, JN1. That's the new one here. Yeah, not a big deal. New
Yeah.
fast spreading. I could care less.
Yeah,
Very cool.
They said the same shit about COVID.
Yeah, genuinely not too worried about it. Go ahead, try it. So, okay, I think that's enough for crime in Chicago. How about we give an update on last week's starter topic, which was the Milwaukee Rallycross Association screwed me with their rule book.
Oh,
Correct.
did they?
They did. Oh yeah, you weren't here for that.
Yeah,
So
Oh,
and
yeah.
I didn't listen to the episode. I meant
Wow.
to today, but I
How-
didn't have
how-
time
how-
in my,
how
in my
how
busy
dare.
schedule playing video games.
oh fuck, which picture was this? God damn it.
Oh lord.
Go to
you
view
think
and
you
look
remember
at
it off the
picture.
fucking-
These are in the recycle bin, so I can't view them. I don't think it'll show up, will it?
Oh yeah.
Well, I believe it's this guy. Restore. God damn it.
Go find it in that file.
No, because it'll pull it back to here. Honda.
Honda.
Yes.
Look at that.
Taking a minute. Okay. So they had dropped their new rules. So the SCCA is a governing body, just worldwide,
Yes.
nationwide, whatever you want to call it. The individual sections can drop their own specific add-on supplementary rule books.
Yes.
So the Milwaukee region dropped theirs we recorded Thursday. They dropped it Friday. We talked about it the next week when you were gone.
Gotcha.
So the rules read, cars which fall under stock, prepared, and modified categories must have a front axle track width that is larger than its height, which is actually supposed to say narrower. So basically, if the center line of your front tires is narrower than the car is tall, you're not allowed to compete.
At all?
No, because
Well,
the car
according to the rule, no.
there are certain exceptions could be made, but basically that's the rule. So of course I'm like, my car's kind of narrow and kind of tall. My track width is 57 inches and my roof height is 60. Therefore, I'm ineligible to compete as of last week.
So what you gonna do?
Well,
They-
you can't run wheel spacers because that would violate stock class. I can't run wider wheels, could violate stock class. So either I go all the way up to modified, so I can run open wheels and then build the motor and do custom dampers because I would get murdered.
Or
in
just
there.
expect to be last, but try to have some fun. But
Yeah,
you know,
pretend that you're
trying
actually
to
gonna
be
win.
competitive is more fun than just doing it for
Or-
fuck all.
So I sent them a message, one, because it was written wrong. The way it's written is if your front track width is, if your car's wider than it is tall, instead of taller than it is wide,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be allowed. So every
the
car
wording
ever,
the wording was just
Yeah.
wrong.
technically every car would be banned.
Yeah,
So then a couple days ago, they dropped their newer, updated versions.
Hey, at least they're fixing stuff pretty quickly.
Yeah, the other one from January something. This one's from a couple days ago. So now it
yeah.
reads,
That wording is a lot
I'm
better.
going to zoom in a little bit more. Vehicles that are taller than they are wide must be reviewed by the event safety directors on a case-by-case basis. Lifted vehicles are strongly discouraged.
Okay. So that's somewhat fair.
So they changed the qualifier now. So now it is width is the distance between the outer edges of the front tires, not the center line as track width indicates.
Okay.
Therefore, height is still measured the same, the highest
Yeah.
point of the roof rack, etc. So now with these numbers, my car is 64 inches to the outside of the tire and 60 to the roof line.
Nice.
Therefore, I can compete now.
Sick.
Yeah. So I sent them a message last week kind of explaining hey, I'm trying to do this, but I see the rules. Is there anything I can do to make myself legal for this, whatever? Well, they never answered me back, but then they rewrote to this.
Well,
So,
that's decent.
Gotcha.
I'm sure they got a lot of complaints because that's
yeah, probably not a lot from the 10 people that race per
well,
event.
yeah. But
And
I
out
mean,
of those, only a few would be affected by that either
yeah,
way.
that's still kind of a very specific rule.
Because front engine, narrow, tall cars roll over a lot.
Yes,
And
that
that's-
makes sense.
That's specifically what that rule is written for. The paragraph before it explains that. It's
Yes.
when you've got a light, narrow, tall car on
Yeah.
grippy tires on dirt, it's easy to whip into a corner and it just goes whoop and flops over
Yeah.
on its side.
Yeah.
So they're trying to avoid having to deal with that.
Which is fair because you don't want rollovers because that
Right.
leads to accidents, insurance, all
Exactly.
that shit goes up.
Right. So they just wrote that in there to like, hey, don't roll your shit.
Yeah.
So then they had to rewrite it to be like, hey, as long as you're within this, you're good.
Yeah.
So like last week, I'm like, well, fuck, I have to go to modified if I want to race.
Then we just kind of spitballed like, well, what could we do? And
Yeah. So it was going to get a big turbo
Balls to the
K24
wall.
and a 6-speed out of a Honda CRV. No, RSX. The Acura RSX.
yes, RSX.
You get the 6-speed out of that and a K24. You could turbo the K24, make like 400 horsepower. And that thing would be an animal. You know,
That'd
on
be neat.
race prepped gravel tires because it has to get wider to fit it. So I'd be on like nasty backspaced fucking gold rally wheels and stuff.
Yeah.
But that'd be really expensive and I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So instead, now I can race stock class again. So now we're back to square one, which is where I wanted to be in the
Nice.
first place.
Hell yeah. Did
all
you
right.
do anything to your car in the meantime or no? Now that you
I
have-
started it the other day, but that was
Cool.
just because one of the neighbors called the cops up because it was sitting too long.
Jesus Christ. You know, that's
Love that.
sad because, let me guess.
Bullshit. Fucking dude down
Chad.
the road, Chad.
Yeah, his
he's
truck-
had shit sitting for fucking years.
There's been one truck sitting in his driveway with flat tires for the entire time I've worked here, which has
Yeah.
been at least 7 years.
Jesus.
And it's never moved.
and it is, what is that, 40 yards
it's
away?
less than a block, yeah.
Yeah.
But I might have earned it with the whole horn being stuck on incident.
Okay.
Yeah, that you left a sour taste in there.
You
mouth.
had a little
like-
bit coming to
I'm
you.
like, that wasn't my fault, but it also wasn't not my fault.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
it's like you are the owner of the truck.
it
but
was
yeah.
extremely cold that day.
yeah. So apparently the cop had like stopped and looked at it, and neighbor across the street was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, this car has been sitting." He's like, "Oh, I know that kid. It's fine. You know, he works next door or whatever." And he's like, "Okay, whatever." So I'm like, "Huh." I'm like, I should probably move it just so
Yeah.
there's like the burden of proof is, oh, that's been sitting there. I just moved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna move it back and forth every once in a while.
There you go.
But it did
enough.
start. Battery was dead. It would crank just a little bit,
But not
which
enough
on a
to turn over.
1.5 liter can't take much power.
Fuck. Rocking 3 volts, but still
it's just like-
turns
it was
over
just-
at like 2 RPM.
It's just like, I'm like, no way. It's been sitting for I don't know 5 months and fires, but
Hell yeah.
So I had that with the shitbox. Was it Monday or Tuesday? No, it was Tuesday. I went out to go start it, and it just. And I was like,
you're like, oh
and I
man.
looked up, and I was like, oh fuck! I left the dome light on again.
just sitting there draining battery
Yeah,
all
so
night.
it was completely dead. So of course my fucking trip reset again. But had to
have
run
shit.
across the street and go get the jumper cables. Thank God my Impala's still sitting in the driveway.
Yeah.
Cranked her up, backed her up, and
Good thing you got a spare car.
started right
oh,
up.
dude, the amount of times I've used my spare cars to get other things running is bad.
Is too many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
literally just
not
like
good.
backed the truck out when parked it next to it, like put the battery cables on. Like as soon as I touched it to the battery, I just walked over and hit the starter because I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I know it takes so little to start this. I don't have to like let it charge and like
No.
fuck it, start, fired right up, ran great. I'm like, God, this thing's great. It was definitely stuck to the ground. All the brakes were like a little bit rusty. So I'm like going to take off. It's like, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like you got to crack it loose and just fucking. I'm like, we're good. It's good. Parking brake wasn't stuck after being on for fucking 5
nice.
months. You know.
Why don't you just leave it in gear?
Well, I did, but it was gonna sit there forever.
Well,
So I'm just like, I set the parking brake all the time because it works great.
fair enough.
Especially on a little front wheel drive car, you can just like
Yeah.
and drag it around
I
corners.
just leave everything. When the Subaru blew up, I'm like, I fucking leave it in gear.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't want to have to fuck with the hand. If I do end up putting an engine in this, I don't have to fuck with the handbrake because it's been stuck. So
Oh yeah, funny other thing. I think I'm leaking oil out of the shitbox from
Well,
somewhere.
it's a Subaru.
Well, yeah.
they
Fucking
do
happens.
Because I pulled up the other day and I was at a site and I was like, you know what? I'll like just give the radiator once over. I was like, okay, it's not pushing a bunch into the reservoir. You know what? I haven't checked the oil in a while. I pulled the dipstick out and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't see it. I'll stick it back in there. Give it a second, pull it back out. I'm like, I still don't see it. All right, one last
It's
try.
gone.
I put it in, pulled it out. I'm like,
would probably
it's barely on the fucking dipstick. Thank God I had an extra
would
quart sitting in the back.
probably notice if it was leaking because it's like, yeah, I feel like you would notice if it was leaking. I think it's burning it.
If
I don't
when
know.
I
That thing
go
doesn't really
home and I
smoke,
come
though.
outside in the morning, there's just a small, about
So he has
big of a
noticed it.
puddle.
Of oil?
Oil.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
it's staining the road.
it's a quote unquote rebuilt engine. Who the fuck knows what that thing is, or if any of the seals were ever good? Like,
Fair enough. Yeah.
could it be
no,
a pan? It could be
I
the
feel
pan
like
gasket or anything
yeah.
too.
I don't know. It's not a lot.
I've never had an oil problem with mine. It's always over full.
That's probably because it's
Like
making oil.
I've never
It's making
maybe
oil.
I've always like filled it up with whatever amount it
Random
says
shit
for.
you got.
Well, no, like it's what I want to say I do like 4 quarts, and it just always is over the line by the time I'm running again,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't leak or burn, so it's just always like every time I pull it out, I'm like, that looks like an excessive amount, and I don't care.
And it's
shove it back.
fine.
It has it perfect. Don't care.
has oil. We're good.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I did adjust my clutch cable though, and spray the pedal return spring.
Okay.
Because it was getting so bad that it would basically leave my cable would be stuck halfway up. So regardless of what my pedal did, it wasn't fully letting it come
that's
up.
unfortunate.
So I'm like,
Shit.
it like released it just enough to where I could like idle through intersections, and every time it fucked up, it was at an intersection. I'm like, God fucking damn it!
It was as soon as you
sucks.
like held it for like one whole second, and then
Yeah,
it would get
anytime
stuck.
I was stuck to the floor and then
Mm.
like leaving a red light, it would always do it. I'm like, I need to do something with this.
Mm.
So I adjusted it and it was not bad. But my transmission, now that it's fully adjusted, I bought some WD-40 at a gas station, sprayed
Mm-hmm.
everything, and my transmission doesn't feel like absolute shit anymore. I'm like,
Nice.
what?
Oh, so it was probably never fully disengaging, and you were like clunking through the gears.
Yeah, I was just assuming that it was getting way worse, but it's been like that ever since I did the engine, which is also like.
It's pretty convenient.
Since I
yeah.
basically, because I took the clutch cable off to do the engine, so it's like, oh yeah, like makes
just
sense
hasn't
that
been-
I
That
would
makes
just
sense.
do that.
hadn't been in good adjustments since then.
Yeah, so it's better now. The bushings
nice.
in the shifter are shot like side to side. Like I miss
Meh.
gears all the time because of the fucking bushings
Yeah,
are
it's
so
because
bad.
of the bushings.
Marcus, you felt, Marcus felt my power steering the one day after here because I was like, you need to know, because like I moved his for a second. I'm like, oh, I forget what
like,
a
oh.
Subaru would feel like with power steering because
Oh, it's
Forget
so
what
nice.
power steering
my
feels
rack
like.
my rack feels like not power steering.
love
It's
to
well,
feel your
fucking
rack.
your
bad.
power steering works from about here to here. Like
Yeah, anything
This-
over like the middle of the
this
road.
is fine.
It's
Yeah.
junk.
If you go to here, that's when power steering stops.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's once you run out of gearbox advantage from the one turn, it's like I'm done.
But no, like you put the gear shift in gear and you wiggle it side to side like it's in neutral, like it's bad.
It doesn't help your shift knob is like 10 inches tall.
Well, I know, but like it's still
If it-
you can notice it.
If you put like a short throw on it, it would still move like a foot each direction.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's a bit much, but
She's a beaut.
more to you. Speaking of buttes, so what did you do to your Jeep this weekend? Because I saw you did some things.
I have a grand total of hours spent on shaving the Super Duty.
Oh, that's got to be a terrible number.
It's 9.
Oh,
I spent 9 hours cutting factory brackets off. Yeah, did you ever upload it into the?
I
my
sure
folder?
I
didn't
didn't.
think you did. I was.
No,
gonna
I put
say
them right here.
something.
I'll grab
Okay.
them.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
took 9 hours to cut all of the brackets off.
Jesus
on
Christ.
a Super Duty axle. It just kind of sucked.
Would you just take it that slow?
No,
No.
it takes that long. Hold on.
No,
Does
there
it
are
really?
so many brackets. Did you
Really?
not? I'll say
He
you
wasn't
might
here.
not have
We
heard.
talked more about it last
Okay.
weekend or last week. Let me get a
I
good.
didn't
a
feel
super-
The amount of
well.
brackets on a Super Duty.
One of
is
these is the one I looked at. This guy.
stupid.
I think this is the same picture as last time
Yeah.
too.
Yep, it is.
So here is a Super Duty 60, a Dana 60 axle.
Mm-hmm.
You see all of this over here?
So yeah,
Actually, let me
the
switch
one
pictures.
Okay.
This guy.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
cast.
there's-
That is not just steel. That is cast.
There's not a weld holding this.
It's also 2.5 inches thick. Not to mention the
I
little.
hear that's a lot.
Well, yeah, it is. Clearly, I'm bitching about it. So if you look to your left a little bit more, you'll see a shock mount and a sway bar mount
Fucking
on the front side of the
Christ.
axle. There's a basically they put the tube on the axle tube itself, put that bracket on, and then weld it, and then put the knuckle on. So to cut it out, you have to put your I was putting my angle grinder in there trying to cut it off, and it like the blade isn't long enough, dude. It sucked so bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on this compared to a
Yeah.
tube that it's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah, I have it down to just the center pumpkin and a tube now.
Yeah,
Christ.
all this gone.
Which, yeah,
Okay.
if you want to
That's-
look at my picture, it's,
that's fair.
Or actually, I don't have
Let's see.
one like zoomed in.
Yeah, I'll just scroll through the rest of these just for like example of
there's-
how
there's a
much
lot
junk
of shit in
is
there.
on these.
Yeah.
Like
Those
all
top
of this.
coil spring mounts do unbolt though.
Oh,
Mine
that's
did
nice.
unbolt.
Oh, so they
which was nice.
did they? Yeah.
Yes, they did actually. I
But
was
yeah.
shocked.
This isn't an add-on because it's all cast in together, so all of this has
It's
to go.
part of the
It's a-
pumpkin. It was a mother.
yes. Let me switch
Not an
over to
axle
your
shaft.
pictures.
Or no, it's a drive shaft.
Yes. Let me switch back over to your pictures real quick
Yeah.
so I can zoom in all of that.
So yeah, 9
Probably this
hours
guy.
later, it is fully cleaned.
How many did you count? How many grinder
About 20.
discs you with?
About 20
Jesus
grinding
Christ.
discs. I ran out of acetylene, but I didn't have much to start. And 2 already used Sawzall blades.
God, but look how much better that,
That
looks.
looks
Yeah,
so
it is
much
just
fucking better.
tube now.
Did you weigh all the chunks you took off?
You
Because
should've.
it's probably
I
like
have most of them.
It's-
I bet it's 30
I bet it's
or
100.
40 pounds.
Oh.
yeah, at least. It's a ton. Because look, this looks like a normal axle now instead of a gigantic chunk of stuff.
Yeah, truss has been ordered. Same with the rear leaf spring perches for the rear axle, which I'll be picking up Saturday. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon.
Where are you picking them up from? Or are they getting delivered?
No, I'm
tomorrow?
picking it up. Oh wait, the parts I ordered.
The stuff you were just talking about. You said you're going to
Oh,
pick
yeah.
them up tomorrow.
Sorry, I'm picking up the rear axle tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And the parts I ordered, the truss for the front and the perches for the back, are still on order. I have not gotten any shipping date. And I
Gotcha.
ordered them like 6 or 7 or 8 days ago.
So where'd you end up getting an axle from? Because I knew you were having troubles finding the right axle.
I forgot I was going to talk about this. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to now.
So I started my day off this past Saturday. Yeah, this past Saturday, I
Yes.
started my day off going to the local junkyard. I was going to pick up a 14 bolt. Turns out it was not a full float; it was a semi float. Basically, it comes
what's the
down
difference?
to the axle shafts are you can unbolt them from the hubs, like where your studs are, which are where
okay.
you mount your wheels. The axle shaft floats from the hub to the center differential, whereas a semi float uses an axle shaft like a common axle shaft, and it has a C clip in the center. It's
Which,
one solid
yeah,
piece.
holds it in. Okay, I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, basically it's the difference of does the axle shaft support weight? Mm-hmm.
Or is it only being used?
It's only
between-
transmitting power.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So on a full float, it's literally just floating there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So,
technically
on a
stronger.
float. Oh wait,
I'm trying to. Oh, all these pictures are terrible.
I thought a semi float would be stronger than.
No, because
Yes
technically your
and
wheel
no.
is still bolted to that, so it has. So the axle shaft has a hub on it, and the hub holds the weight of the of your tire essentially.
Okay, gotcha.
The axle shaft or the semi float axle shaft holds the weight of your tire, which granted is not a ton until you start off roading it.
Yeah.
and then
But
you're,
it's-
You're getting weird angles and
yes, you're
yeah.
side loading it, and that's when they become less strong. Whereas a full float is strong in any situation you put it in.
Oh,
Here's a picture
this
more
makes
showing-
a lot more sense.
So you could see how on a semi-floating or non-floating axle,
Mm-hmm.
the actual shaft is riding on the bearing, taking the weight. So as this flexes, it's pushing these bearings up and down.
So you want a full float?
With
Yes.
a full float, the axle is completely independent of the load, where it's all being split outside and going through the
Yeah, the
axle.
shaft is just driven; it is not holding weight.
It's going through the axle tube around it is where all the weight is, instead of half of it going through the shaft and trying to
Gotcha.
balance.
Okay, that makes sense.
So when I originally bought my pulled my Super Duty axle out, I looked at this. It was a van, and I'm like, "Oh, perfect! They have one here. It's 8 lug. It looks ready to go." After that, I looked at exactly that little picture of the diff covers to your left.
This guy?
Yes, that is one of the identifiers of. Actually, yeah, this is the page I have. So just
So I'll pull this up first so they can see
Yep.
what we're talking
So
about.
the diff covers are slightly different. This is one of your main indicators, as well as the actual outside where your axle shaft is bolted to on the
Yeah.
end of the hub. So if you look at where your wheel is mounted, this is a rear axle. So you're looking at the rear axle. You look at where your wheel's mounted. If you see the bolt heads in a circle around, it's a full float because your axle shaft is bolted from the outside. If you don't see it, yeah, right there.
Yes.
If you don't see it, it's just a divot with 2 little nubs in the center, essentially.
Nubbins.
So like this is your axle shaft, is these center bolts here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where on a float, it's behind
Yeah.
that face
Yes.
instead of being on top
that
of
center,
it.
Yeah, the center on the semi float is just the casting of the axle. It's just the outermost part.
That makes sense.
Like
Yeah.
the axles on my truck, the rear is a full float. So if I want to pull the axle, you just undo these bolts. It slides straight out.
Yep.
So you don't have to lift it in the air and do nothing because the weight's all supported by the axle tube.
Yes.
Where a semi float, you have to jack it up, pull the wheel, all that stuff off
Yeah.
because it will bend and break all the bushings and bearings and stuff.
So yeah, but like I said, I fucked up. Didn't realize this is a semi float. Asked the group chat. I'm like, is it worth even pulling this? They said no. I'm like, all right, fair enough. I'll find one. Sent a bunch of messages on Facebook Marketplace to anybody local. One specifically was 20 minutes away north, and I'm like, perfect. I'll go there, pick it up today for cheaper than what I was gonna buy because it had a bad ring and pinion, and I'm like, perfect. I'm replacing that anyway.
Yeah,
Does not
You're
matter.
going to be re-gearing it anyway.
So wasted a bunch of time. Had to run a bunch of errands.
Earrings.
Earrings.
Got done running those, and then he finally replies. I'm like, perfect. Hey, I'm ready to come pick this up right now. He doesn't reply for another hour and a half. During that
Oh, is this
time,
the guy that you were talking about?
Yeah, when we
in
were
the
at
group
dinner.
chat. Yep. So I was like, he'll reply eventually, and I just got to run 20 minutes north instead of going to my house 15 minutes away,
Yeah.
and then driving from my house to his house 40-minute drive.
Yeah, because
I'm like,
you're already out doing stuff. You're like, let me just
and
while
he
I'm
already
out.
replied once. I was waiting for his second.
Yeah.
If he would have sent his address as the second text, I would have not wasted an entire day. But turns out his dad actually sold that axle. I'm like, great.
Great, would have been awesome to know
Delete it
that.
off Facebook, then you dickhead.
Yeah.
Welcome to Facebook Marketplace, everybody.
Yeah, so
Oh, it's
I
terrible.
just gave up trying to find one that day. Then it was the day I quit my job, so that would have been Tuesday.
Amen,
Tuesday of
brother.
this week, I bought one online, or I found one on Cardash Part up near my work.
Okay.
Drove. It was a 45-minute drive north of my job. I'm like, perfect, no big deal. Paid for it over the phone. It was $230.
That doesn't seem bad.
Shit.
There was a $20 quarter charge. I don't have one, so
Ooh.
whatever.
I don't have a spare 14
Yeah.
volt axle laying around. That's
Yeah,
why
let
I'm
me just
buying
throw that
one.
in my shit box here.
Yeah,
real
so it's
quick.
$230 out the door from a pick part, or not a pick part,
like an
from a-
LKQ kind of
Yeah,
thing.
no, like they pulled it.
Yeah.
It was already ready to go.
Sweet.
Turns out another thing about 14 bolts.
Mm.
There's a difference between a 10.5-inch ring gear and an 11.5-inch ring gear.
Ah.
The entire axle is a lot bigger on the 11.5-inch ring gear. I'm like,
guess
oh,
it
that
is.
just means it's stronger. Well, not in the application I need. I need more ground clearance. And also, the aftermarket gears I'm going to put in are $220 more expensive.
That's unfortunate.
More expensive for the bigger
Holy
one. Yeah.
shit. I
So
mean, I
I
guess
said,
it makes sense, but
I might have
damn.
saved money on this, but buying gears,
You
I
shot
would
yourself
I'd be,
in the
yeah,
foot.
I would be right back to square one. So I said, screw this. I drove up there to like see if it was that. Turns out any Duramax rear axle is an 11.5-inch ring gear. The
Any-
gasser
basically any diesel
trucks,
one, yeah.
the gasser trucks are the ones I want. But also gasser trucks can have a semi float too. That's why it's so fucking hard to find one, because there's no rhyme or reason. Like, it all depends on how it was optioned when it was originally
Yeah.
bought. So it's not every single trim or Z71
It's this
package.
trim with this package.
Yeah,
with
it's
that
a pretty
option.
specific
Yeah.
amount. So me finding that exact one kind of sucked.
Why is Walmart.com showing me pictures of a 14 bolt? I guess
They
it's a
are-
great picture.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is what I wanted.
Well, Walmart's trying to take over Amazon, so they're doing like they're
tried.
selling everything.
They've
now.
tried it. Well, it's just an e-commerce site, but basically here's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, they're shaped just a little bit different.
Also, like 60 pounds more in weight, and it hangs the 11.5 you can see hangs even lower because it's even flatter, or it's even more of a deep
Which-
area.
the one big, like, the greatest part of a 14 bolt is you can shave like 1.5 inches off the bottom of it.
Yes.
With this bigger gear, you're probably not getting that much anymore.
You can still shave it, but it's a matter of it is still going to be bigger. The whole housing is bigger, as well as you are going to cut it. You're still going to hang up off of more stuff.
Yeah.
As
run-
well as mostly for me.
Just run bigger tires.
That's what that means. is
Well,
you see more ground
yeah,
clearance,
but
but
the
No,
gears
I get
being
it.
more expensive, I'm like, I'm shooting myself. It's six in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's I understand the point of ground clearance, because the more shit you can tighten up underneath, the better in any case.
everything.
All it takes is one rock placed at the right place and one good bounce, and bam,
smacks a drive shaft.
It's fucked.
The opinion, but
So yeah,
ground clearance is everything. That's why
Yes.
you run bigger tires. You can get over stuff better. So
This was just
forfeiting it on this is unfortunate.
This was just 4 days of bullshit of me trying to find an axle and messaging everybody within a 100-mile radius and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I had found like one in Missouri that was
Yeah.
already welded on and stuff, and I'm like, that's
Yeah, it's like I don't want to have somebody else's. And, it sucked. I was
Yeah,
like,
you don't wanna have
at that
somebody
point, I'm
else's
I
fucking
should have just
project.
put a Ford rear end in it. I should have just put a fucking Sterling 10.5 in.
You still could technically.
I didn't know if I could because the 14-bolt perches that I already had ordered, because I ordered those 8 days ago now. I'm like, is the axle tube size diameter different? They're not.
They're not.
They are the same.
I would bet they're the same, but
But I was like, God forbid they are, and I need to return these. And I'm like, God, this all sucks.
it turns into a fucking big hassle very quickly.
So I was bitching in the Total Off-Road Patreon chat, and they were like, it's not like, I was like, 14 bolts are so fucking complicated. And
They're like, no, it's not.
Brendan Hefner was like, no, they're not. And I'm like, okay, sorry. Me finding one for cheap.
Me finding a
one
specific
for
one.
my budget is
Is
because like
killing
you could
me.
find them all day for $600 to $1,200, and I'm like, I'm not paying that.
And
I'm
you
just
don't,
not.
and you don't know what they are most of the time either.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like axle out of a GMC. You're like, okay, but I need more than that.
Oh yeah,
pays,
it's Even Cardash part was not specific on shit. So.
No.
But yeah, no, I found one in Wilmington. Kenny recommended this guy, and
Sure.
so I added him, and he's like, "Yeah, $200." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll be there."
Okay, I'll go do
Like,
it.
sure.
So you're going there this weekend to get that one?
Tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.
So what are you gonna do with the old one?
I drove up there to check it out in person. They voided my payment because I paid over the
Gotcha.
phone. They said like money never even left your account.
Yeah.
And
They didn't like confirm it until you show up, basically.
I'm assuming, or it's
Or
like
something.
a processing, couple days processing. So yeah,
Yeah,
he just
they
voided it.
just
I'm like,
voided it.
perfect.
Gotcha.
He told me, he's like, I wouldn't have done that unless you came here. I would have just done a regular return. And your money would have been back for like a week. And I'm
Gotcha.
like, well, I'm glad that I came up here then. So
So you didn't? I thought you brought it home, pulled the cover off, and you're like, oh fuck.
Well, I also
it's the
drove.
other one.
I also quit my job, and I literally just told my boss, I'm like, hey, I got a job lined up tomorrow. I'm not coming. I let on that it was a 150 job. That
You just didn't tell him it wasn't.
yeah,
basically.
and I'm like, I can't take it anymore. That I was so over it. Which, if you want to pull up the other picture, this
the end
this
loader?
started. That was like an hour before I left. I'm like,
Yeah, so tell me what the fuck is going on here?
Well,
What-
if you see
is he leaking something?
no,
or is
no,
he
no,
picking
that
shit
was
up?
an excavator that tracked through the yard there.
yeah.
But no, if you see the guy in orange and the green,
In
high vis,
yellow.
he's filling in potholes with gravel in a
Okay.
gravel yard.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the door being open and the empty operator seat,
You could do all these things
With
inside the machine.
the machine.
You could dump gravel and
This is
compact
the
it with the machine.
21-year-old
What the
Toyota Forum.
Your favorite guy.
He I actually know he is my second favorite guy out of the
Wow,
out of
that's
the entire
rough.
play. I know,
Oh,
but
no.
like he lacks that little bit of common sense of like, well, if I just sprinkle, even if he just sprinkled it on the ground with a bucket and then filled it in with a shovel, I would respect it more than putting the bucket on the ground, taking a shovel, scooping it out of the bucket, putting it in the hole, and then repeating it, and
Man,
then
maybe he's just trying to take his time.
Even
and
then.
that is also a thing. I'm like, yes, I know. Like he wasted an entire day doing this when there's literally nothing else to do. So I'm like, I get it to a point, but at the
like-
same time, I'm like, I am so over this job.
It's just little stuff
I
like
was, You can
this.
see it's really zoomed in.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the building making phone calls, lining up my job,
Trying
and
to
I
go
look
somewhere
out. I'm
else.
like, oh, he's still out there filling potholes,
He's
motherfucker.
still out
And so
there.
when I'm on the phone, I just zoom all the way in and take this picture. I'm like, thank God, dude.
Right. Nah,
God
I
for
feel you when it
technology.
comes to shit like
Yeah.
this.
Oh, but so since I bought that axle in the morning before I decided to quit, because I bought it like 8:30 in the morning,
Sure.
decided to quit by about 9. I
Gave
had the
up.
Subaru. I'm like, I could like lengthwise, it'll fit. A 600-pound axle in the back might be rough on the way home.
Oh, my tires.
We'll see.
Everything.
You're
Yeah,
gonna be
we'll
on the
see.
fucking bump stops.
Yeah, I'm like, it might be rough, but anyway, I'm like, I can get it home. And
Yeah, about 550 pounds.
well, my plan was to get my truck the next day, and then after I was gonna leave 2 hours early, go up there, and then just go home after that. But I quit that day, and I'm like, well, I don't want to come here tomorrow, and I'm like,
wasting
fuck
the
it, I'll
gas.
drive up there. It's the wrong axle anyway. I'll get my refund, and I'll go home.
Yeah, at least show up and just see what
Yeah,
the fuck
and
is
like
up.
I said, luckily I did because he voided it and everything, so it worked out. But yeah, oh my
Sweet.
god. So yeah.
So you quit your job. What are you doing now?
So
He's unemployed. What are you talking about?
no.
No,
Well,
that'd be too
technically
easy.
yes. Technically yes. No. So yesterday, I didn't do fuck all. Or okay, I had lined up the trucking job I was doing. Where I was driving for a local farmer who he helps the Mennonites up in Sterling Rock Falls area.
Yeah.
So I was gonna drive up there, haul chicken shit for them, drive around, whatever.
Literal.
Literally
Literal
chicken
chicken
shit.
shit.
Yes, not a meme.
Yes,
Literally
no, it is
chicken
fertilizer for fields because they grow organic crops, so they can't use pesticides and such.
shit base.
Amen.
So
No, pesticides are fucking sick.
they
Pesticides
oh
bad.
call or the Amish guy or Mennonite called my farmer guy
How did he
and said,
call
"Hey," or he texted him and said, "Hey, you got any?"
Texted?
He's a
oh,
Mennonite.
Mennonite.
Yeah.
Mennonite,
They can
Mennonite,
do
yeah,
that.
Amish can't do that.
I had a phone call with the guy by the end of the day. We were talking about work.
He's just a normal motherfucker.
He seemed pretty normal. I'm like,
He
okay, cool.
scripted me a letter.
Yeah, sent me a messenger pigeon. But yeah, so he texted my boss and was like, "Hey, do you have a driver?" He said, "No, not right now." I texted him 2 hours later, ready to quit my job, and he's like, "Yep, you can start tomorrow." I'm like, "Fucking great!"
Yeah.
So that's when I went and told my boss, I'm like, "Hey, I got a job for tomorrow. Sorry, I'm out."
And he's like, okay.
He's like, "Oh, all right."
He's like, don't leave me with the other guy.
Yeah. Well, we had one
Please.
guy get fired. Because
Why?
How the fuck do you get fired from
he
that job?
used a loader. He took off the bucket because it's a
Okay.
quick detach.
Yeah.
Sure.
He pushed the side of a shipping container, but not on the bottom, on the fragile side.
Okay, that's pretty-
and just
that's-
dented the whole thing
Oh, you can't do that.
in. Didn't tell anybody.
Didn't
also,
tell
it was,
anybody?
Also, it was loaded with aftermarket excavator buckets, so it was fucking heavy as fuck all anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
It didn't have fork pockets, so it was just sitting there until it was unloaded, and then they were going to have the tow truck company come in with 2 wreckers and then move it again.
Yeah,
because
sure.
we can't move it here.
And he's
without
like,
fork pockets.
I can do
Come
it.
on.
Yeah, he's a
Isn't
dipshit.
that-
He's a dipshit stoner with like 2 fucking baby mamas.
I'm
And he's
sorry.
a degenerate piece of shit working for $17 an hour. And he'll never be better than that.
I
Let's
mean, hey,
go.
more money
What
than I
do-
make.
He got fired from that, and then the next day was in a tow truck driving in repos
Driving into the lot.
into the lot for this auction company. Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but isn't that kind of common sense that shipping containers?
No, it's
not
not.
with the people who I was working with, and this is why I quit.
They're
Marcus.
only
You
strong
don't even
on
understand.
the corners because that's where they're meant to be
Yeah,
stacked.
the corners and the floor. Yeah,
But not when you're not smart enough to know that.
yeah, he is literally too dumb to know.
It's a
It
metal
should
box.
be common sense.
Look, metal is strong, right?
Yeah.
not all
That
the
means
time.
you can hit metal with anything and it's
Yeah.
strong.
Well, actually,
Really? Have you ever seen when they replace the teeth on fucking
no, this guy hasn't because he's a dipshit stoner, and all he does is
excavators?
fuck dumb whores and
Man,
make
them
babies.
things go bad like every week.
to be fair, they hit a lot of rocks with those.
I mean, yeah, but still.
If you're wearing out
No,
carbides
genuinely,
on a
Marcus.
loader.
There is not a single shred of common sense. You saw the dude using a shovel and a loader.
Yeah, he's driving
Like-
the machine designed to fill
Well,
and compact
fuck, dude.
holes.
I can understand,
I'm
like,
telling you.
I'm going to make this look like, I'm going to make this
I-
2-hour job a 12-hour job,
Yeah.
baby.
But there's
he
a
did
chance
that, but it's
they're
also
not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think genuinely he might have had an excuse ready to go, but I genuinely think that he was like, well, he wants me to fill the potholes, so
Technically, he's doing the
yeah,
job
I
correctly.
can't. Like I said, he that guy, he was very autistic but pure at heart. Everybody,
Gold-
everybody
golden
else.
retriever.
Everybody's got a little touch of the tism.
Well, everybody else was fucking just retarded. Like, sorry, stupid.
Everybody else is making them at night.
Yeah.
This guy's just different.
This guy's like
He's making
this
them
guy.
during the
This
day.
guy like has a professional chef's pan and like has some dials in his stove.
That's
yeah.
a deep cut. I can't wait for nobody to get it.
Oh,
Let's
absolutely,
go.
yeah.
It's okay.
Uncle Danny.
I'll show Joanne what that one is.
No.
So yeah, so
Making them at night.
Yeah, quit. Was gonna drive truck.
Couldn't do that.
My boss texted him and was like, "Hey, are you?" Like he was like,
still
"Hey,
need a
hey, my
driver?"
driver can work for you tomorrow," because this was a couple hours after their original text. Never replied to him because they were busy all day. I call him at that. This would be
You called who?
The
The
guy he
Mennonite guy?
I
or
call
the
the Mennonite
boss.
guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I go, hey, just looking to drive tomorrow. You talk to, my boss Kyle,
So-and-so.
whatever. He goes, oh, I dropped the ball. The chicken, they ran out of chicken shit today. I'm like, well, okay. He's like,
Get some more then, damn it.
he said that they're gonna run slower as well as there's rain coming, so it's gonna look like a Monday. Well, told me that it was like 6:30 Tuesday night. Wednesday, 10 a.m. I get a text. He's like, "Hey, do you want to help tear down a hog barn?" I'm like, "Sure." Like,
Sure, it's better than nothing.
well, this was right after I finished cleaning the Super Duty axle. I'm like, "Well, that's officially
Yeah,
done.
9
I could put
hours
it
later.
under the fucking Jeep. I have my my second babe open back up. I'm like, this is great." So I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, what time do you want me to start?" He's like, 2 p.m. I'm like, "All right, cool. We go over there." It's a 250 by 50
Jesus
hog barn.
fuck.
That's a
We
hog barn.
removed
That's a
all
big
the
hog barn.
all the steel gates all the way down.
That's a lot of
That's
gates.
a
They're
lot
in-
of fucking
they're in-
gates.
They're in 10-foot sections.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 deep, and then also the middle runners for a middle walkway out all
Yeah.
the way down.
So there's like 40 sections, 250 feet long, or not 40, 4 sections, 250 foot long.
6 technically, because there's 2 because they're
There's 2
they're
walkways.
10 foot long and
Yeah.
then 10 feet. Or
Yeah.
no,
Got
sorry, 20 feet deep.
Gotcha. Yep. So there's
Good
3. Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
so there's 6 pieces per
That's
10
a
foot.
lot
thing.
of fucking gates.
Yeah, it weighed
about
it
350.
per gate.
It
Or-
was
Not per
5,000 the
gate, probably
first
total.
load.
Oh shit.
And then the next load will, and there's also the feet and the rods and the T-bars where all the pins are. We put all that into in big plastic crates. You cut the top off.
And probably
or
an
500 gallon IBC.
IBC crate.
yeah.
Loaded that up with all the feet and the pins and everything else for it. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, one of these guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 275 gallons. And
Yeah.
you probably filled the entire thing.
Yeah, it was exactly like one. So there was 2 hog barns right next to each other. We filled one of them, the entirety of like the feet and T's and posts and pins and everything in that. And then we had a 30-foot gooseneck trailer, 4 piles of gates on the first trailer, and then 3 piles and the tote on the second. The first trailer,
Lord.
the total was 19,000 something. The second one with the tote was 23,000.
Jesus.
Empty was 14.
Now was this all going to the scrapyard?
No,
or-
this is my.
They were tearing down.
My guy was
sanitizing
buying
and
this
storing.
for scrap off of the other guy for scrap value. So we
Holy
only paid like
shit.
Dollars.
$1,300 for it all,
Good
which is a
Lord.
fucking steal.
That
For
is
the
a
better part of
steal.
10,000 pounds of steel.
Yeah. And then the second hog barn they're taking down and either bringing all those to a farm sale or scrapping or what. They're figuring something.
Getting
else out.
something back.
Lord.
My boss only needed the 1 hog barn's worth. So yeah, literally about that size.
Probably one of these gigantic looking
Yeah,
things.
damn near that size, I'll
why
be
is it their
honest.
background of their website?
Yeah.
Open image, a new tab, clickety clack clack. There we go.
Yeah.
Something
just
about like
just
this.
about that size.
Hog barns
Okay,
are
not as
fucking
not
big.
as wide, but definitely as deep.
This,
Well,
is, this is probably
you
50
take the
foot.
second door off.
No, it's probably this wide.
Yeah, no, I guess it would be. Yeah,
It's probably
yeah, 'cause
quite a
those
bit
fans
longer,
are probably
though.
only 4 foot.
Yeah, I'd say
3
these
or
are
4 foot.
Good lord.
4. Well, this is a 6-foot man door.
So yeah,
So yeah, they're
about-
probably about 4-foot fans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
2,
probably
3,
about that
4,
wide.
5, 6,
It's just
7,
the
8.
roof is way different, is all. But anyway,
Yeah, but still, roughly this much building.
Good
Probably
lord.
longer than
and
this
then
even.
I mean, like I said, there's
Yeah.
so many gates. So
That's
we
a lot
loaded
of
them
fucking
all up.
gates.
We had to
Pull up
walk them all the way down to one
interior.
end. Or sorry, we cut it off in the middle. We took one end down. We walked them all the way out. We parked the trailer right next to the chute, which is where they load all the pigs through. It's the exact same height as a semi trailer.
kind of like this.
But
Double that.
The end of it, yeah.
Yeah. Do any of these pictures jog your memory?
It'd be the end out of the building basically.
Okay.
Yeah, just pull
but
that
either
one
Either way, I'll
up.
pull it up just for reference.
Yeah, bring them all the way down to the end. Walk them out onto the gooseneck trailer. The other end, we had a tractor with forks, so we loaded all of them up on the tractor with forks.
Fucking
But yeah,
Christ.
imagine taking every single one of those fucking gates out. They're also these are built in the 90s, so it's all steel.
So they're built
It's
good.
not aluminum or anything like that. It's fucking steel.
Were they at least round tube or were they like angle
It was round
iron?
tube.
Okay.
It was round tube.
Because it's like they're either like angle iron and crazy heavy.
Well, for all the ones that rusted out and they rebuilt with thicker rod.
Hell
So
yeah.
there's about 100 of them that were double the weight of
Mm-hmm.
regular shit. Yeah, I'm
Good
fucking
Lord.
beat today.
absolutely.
See, oh yeah,
look from-
yesterday we worked from 2 to 5. Today it'd be 9 to
Whenever.
finish at like 2:30 probably, and we cleared out the entire
Good Lord.
entire bay.
just
That's a lot of
stacks and
fucking
stacks and
Those
stacks.
except for their
Twice the size.
8 foot long,
Yeah, basically, instead of having a seam in the middle, it's both of these put together.
basically.
Jesus.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
sounds-
my boss is using for his sheep. He has
Nice.
like a handful of cattle too. I need to take a picture and send it to Tori. Get
Tori.
some brownie points.
You know,
Live
it was
stack.
it was funny. We went to go see my grandma
Mhm.
Sunday. Sunday, and so I took her out to the barnyard because
Oh yeah, I
the
think she had a
cattle were
Snapchat
out.
story
Yeah.
of all the
And
all
she
the
fucking
cows.
went crazy
Back
for
there.
15 fucking minutes.
You can leave her do that. You can walk away and do other things.
No,
No.
because she'll take them with her.
Well,
Perfect.
so not that I don't trust them or
But?
anything, but cattle can get spooked somewhat easily.
Little ornery.
And so the way the gate is, it's between the hay barn and the round bale barn,
Sure.
and then there's a silo in the middle of the pen. So she.
You're telling me it looks like a perfect cock and taters? There's 2 barns and the silo
Well,
right
no,
in the middle.
it's a barn going this way,
Yeah.
a barn going this way,
and then a silo
and
right.
a silo off this side. If you get it from the right angle, sure.
So you're
it's a
saying
cock
like
and
the
taters.
2 of them are underneath the one tall
Sure,
one?
whatever.
I'm just,
But so she
throwing that out there.
She took her phone out to do Snapchats and take pictures or whatever, and she had her phone held here with one hand and up underneath
Ooh.
the gate, and I
No.
was like, "You pull your hand out of that fucking gate," because if one of them,
Even if they-
I couldn't. I had been out there 2 or 3 days before, and the bull was in the pen with all of them.
Because even if you're just standing there, he walks up and leans against it, it breaks your arm.
Yeah, your arm's gonna
immediately.
fucking snap.
Whether,
so
whether he
couldn't-
means to or not.
Yeah. I didn't know where the fucking bull was, so I was like, you're calling the whole herd of them over here? Move your fucking arm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be on purpose, but
No,
it's
just-
when you weigh 2,000 pounds.
Well,
anything's easy to
cattle
get
are fucking
snapped.
big, and I remember my dad telling me stories when he was younger and they had pigs.
Pigs
He
are
was
fucking
trying to hold
mean.
the fucking gate while they were moving them in,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 of the males got their snouts up underneath and pulled the gate off the
Mm-hmm.
fucking pins and trampled them.
Pigs are fucking mean.
Oh, yeah.
Pigs are
Well,
fucking dicks,
and that's-
same as goats.
So
Fuck
the reason
goats.
the reason these gates they're a little rusty, like some of these fuckers are bent.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
the
yeah,
animals
pigs can be pretty
beating
big
them.
assholes. Luckily, the sheep that these are going to replace don't need even like a half of the strength of these fucking
sheep.
gates
You just
are.
gotta have height.
You put a
man.
string around them, they'd be like, "Now we're good."
Yeah, no, they're pretty damn docile.
Yes.
So,
But
luckily.
yeah, so we went home, and then like 4 hours later, I got a text: 2 calves were born, or a set of twins were born up at the barn
Oh hell yeah.
that same day.
so
Tori was
Tori's
like,
pissed.
"God damn it, I fucking missed it!" And I'm like, "Have you ever seen cattle be born? Because it's
icky.
not
oh yeah,
fucking
no.
pleasant."
2 days after, you're looking a lot better.
Yeah, you wait till they get
Well,
washed off. You're like, they look good.
It
now."
was funny too because I referenced Clarkson's farm when he used the I don't know if they have a specific
the shoulder
word.
deep gloves,
No, not the
Oh.
shoulder deep gloves. It's basically like
the
a
hoo-ha spreader.
no, not a. Shut the fuck up. You put it on the ass of the cow, and it's got basically a fucking come along to pull the calf
Oh,
out,
yeah, okay.
so you don't have to do
this
it
guy.
manually.
Hold on, let me pop that picture up real quick.
Yeah, but what was the thing that he has there?
It's like instead of pushing, I'll do it for you, and literally winches it out of it.
yeah,
Because
and
even that baby cow is still, I don't know, 100 pounds.
oh, easily.
You know.
like I want to say they're like
Maybe
a
not
buck
that much.
25 to a buck 50, depending on the breed.
80 to 100, depending on,
Okay, fair
cow
enough.
stuff.
They're
but yeah,
they're fucking heavy. That's a full grown fucking dog.
cows
right
are
there.
fucking dense.
So like, she was like, "Oh, I missed it," and I was like,
You
"Do you remember
probably
Clarkson's
didn't
farm?"
wanna-
Here, you're like, "Oh my god, that's fucking horrific."
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's
"Yeah,
birth,
Cow
baby.
stuff.
yeah." Shit,
I
remember
mean,
remember the
Cuban
dairy
kids
farm?
don't come out any cleaner. It's just on a hospital bed.
No,
So, hey,
but at least you
sometimes
ain't
they
gonna
don't-
pull them out 90% of the time.
Sometimes they don't get better looking either.
damn, you've seen my
Shit.
track record.
Every
huh?
every
But,
once in a while, I'll see someone post a picture of their kid. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Gosh, good lord.
I'm like, what the fuck did you do to that thing?
But shit,
fuck.
remember that dairy farm we went to? And
Oh yeah. It was.
We've been to several
it's
dairy farms. but
Fairlife
yeah.
or Fairview
No,
Farms, right?
Fairview
it was
might be.
Fairview.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fairlife is the
And they
chocolate
Well,
had
it's
the
their
they had
brand
the, they had
of
the
milk.
birthing barn, and
Yeah.
you know, with the big plexiglass doors, and they're just in there pulling calves all day.
I'm
And I was
seeing-
sick that day. That was not.
I guess
That was a
Dairy farm
rough
looks kind of like
fucking
a dairy
day.
farm. So
Yeah. I
Either
remember they
way.
had the bounce pad there.
Yeah,
We were drinking milk.
yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
that's Fairview.
Yeah, I was making
I thought it was
milkshakes in my
Fairview
tummy.
because they have Fairlife Farms.
It was Fairview Dairy Farm. See if you can just pull that logo.
Bounce pad.
Bounce pad.
Look, listen, man.
Yeah.
Which one?
No,
though?
it was the big round.
I know
bubble.
which one it was because I was there, but I don't know. There's a lot.
Maybe
of
like
them.
that one on the right.
Like this guy?
Yeah.
It looks similar, but it says Columbus. We weren't in
Okay.
Columbus. I don't know. Either way, we've been to a lot of dairy farms. It's hard to keep track, but
Yeah.
dairy farms are sick though.
Yeah. People say that dairy cows are mistreated.
They are. Can you imagine just getting milked every day? Life would be so
Could
fucking.
you imagine getting taken care
Life's so
of
fucking rough.
constantly?
But yeah, either way, dairy farms are sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna be able to find it without knowing more of it.
So yeah,
I can't remember.
I'm playing farmer now. Might be trucking on. I was supposed to work tomorrow, and thanks to this tornado that just happened.
yeah.
Well, no, it did happen.
It did happen. Yeah.
Well, because
Did it cause any damage?
yes, my boss's buddy in Henry lost everything.
yeah,
He's
it was
like,
a legitimate tornado. For
he
a little bit.
told me he's
Oh,
like,
shit.
here, I'll read word for word the text I got.
Because I called bullshit as soon as I heard that EAS go
No,
off.
I'll pull
No
the picture
go
of it.
tomorrow. I got to go down to Lakin and help clean up a buddy's farm. It's all gone.
Yeah, it
That
literally
was his
like
that was his direct quote.
there was tornado.
That's
Let me pull
horrible.
up the picture that my parents sent me. So this is from my parents'
Yeah, I
yard.
saw something.
Oh,
along that line.
so that's what that
Hold
picture
on
was.
Just 1 second. I got to switch back to my app to control it. Laptop view. So this is the remnants of it because
It's a cock and tater.
Henry's roughly over there.
Yeah.
Like that's a
By
whole,
another
There's
10,
the
15
downspout
miles.
of
This
it.
is like after it's retreating, but you can
Yeah.
see it was
Yeah.
definitely a fully formed
Yeah.
I'll be
thing.
damned.
But yeah, they had sent me that at 5 something, probably 5:30 or whatever. But yeah, it was a legitimate tornado.
I'm sure if you just Google Henry tornado, right now, something will pop up.
I could try.
Well, yeah. So
If you have something to
outside of
talk
the
about for 10
outside of the
seconds.
hog barn today, there was a Toyota Tacoma with
Based.
like huge external exo cage, but it's all with like weather
cage?
data meters and
Oh,
shit
yeah.
all over. It looks like a tornado chaser. It was nuts.
You know, I just saw a video
It was parked out there
on
all day long.
how I forget the name of the you know,
TIV?
like the angled ones that like shoot the hydraulic
A
rods
TIV,
into the ground.
a tornado intercept vehicle.
Those I saw the mechanism how they shoot up and down the storm. They call it the storm glass, and it's like a 2.5 inch thick piece of plexiglass. Yeah,
Shit ass pictures. Hold on. I'm trying to find a good
and
picture of one.
it's got like a big ass hydraulic cylinder in there that literally shoots this fucking door up to protect the glass and everything.
Yeah.
God, I
These
want one
things.
so bad.
Was
it's
there
so
like a
badass.
Modern Marvels on this?
Yes.
Storm Chasers on the Weather Channel.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I remember,
Yeah.
the whole TV show.
We would
That's
watch
right,
it all
that's
the
right.
time. It's so
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
It's on airbags, so it sinks to the ground, then it shoots the
spikes
hydraulic
in to hold
rods
it.
in.
Yeah, this is how you would
Fucking
drive
tits.
into a tornado. They're so
Hell
sick.
yeah. This looks like the weather version of Killdozer.
It literally is.
Oh,
They're-
I was about to say, damn, I could do that in a D10 real quick.
Call
do
it
that in my
Storm
garage.
Dozer.
I could just put the blade down. She'd be great.
Yeah, no, that's the tornado intercept vehicle. Those things are fucking
God, those things are
sweet.
Yeah,
Really
you pulled up.
badass.
Hold on, go to the images. Like, put the screen so the viewers can see here.
The whole like this screen.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you looking up, Brian?
Yeah, I literally just searched.
Like-
I just searched TIV because that's what it's called.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to look up? You clicked on it. I'm like, oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, some of these aren't quite what I was looking for. But yeah, like these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God,
we watched
I
that. We used to watch that all
understandable.
the time. Yeah, it was on
Yeah,
the Weather
definitely
Channel and
watched
stuff.
it.
It was so cool.
Hell yeah.
They'd be inside the tornado getting like shit thrown
Yeah.
at them, and they're just sitting there giggling.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm in the morning. I
Tomorrow
will be
you're storm chasing, right?
Well, no, I'm actually my cousin's going to be bringing over my new GPU, and I'm giving him my
Oh,
1080
that's right.
or selling
Yes.
it.
Video games.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go pick up the Axle in the afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so I'll have GPU things.
Take no offense, but I
next week.
love how you're unemployed and still have more shit
balling
than
on a
I
budget.
do.
Hey, that vacation check for $3,300, I do be spending it
The shit be hitting
because
different.
I'm unemployed, so I have a ton of time to play video games, and my 1080 is dying, and also
Assuming
a
that's
ton
what's
of time.
dying.
Well, yeah, it's either that or the RAM is next, and that's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and at
And
that
I-
point, you're buying a whole motherboard. And
At that
CPU
point, I'm just
combo.
gonna buy the fucking Height Y60 super
Based.
cool case and just put all of it in it because I'm like, there it is. I'm
damn.
done building it. I don't need any better than this. Yeah,
Height Y60.
I'm
is so
probably
pretty.
gonna do that anyway.
I want one
I
so
love this.
bad.
I love this case.
It's such a
Yeah.
nice looking.
I'm probably gonna
case.
just put it all in this case anyway. But I'll
And
do,
they
I'll
come
do
with a
that in
vertical
another
mount.
month or two and call it good enough.
Like they come with the vertical mount that I had to
vertical.
build for mine to make it sit flush on the bottom.
And you know what I've seen now is a lot of people that side panel glass.
This one
They
right
do
here.
the
Screen.
they do that transparent LCD screen. fucking tits.
Apparently, they're kind of rough to build in. I don't know why, but like, there's not a ton of room to like manage stuff. But if that's the worst of it, fucking
Meh.
okay.
My cable management shit already. How worse could it get?
No one's gonna see it other than me. That means it's fine.
Yeah.
Close the side
Amen.
panel with a press.
Have you guys? You know what? I should send you guys a picture of my racks at
Hell
work.
yes.
I love
'Cause
getting
it's
pictures of racks.
fucking
I do
horrendous.
appreciate the racks.
Yeah, there's one all dialed in. Look at that. They're so pretty.
Fuck yeah.
With a 40 series card.
Yeah, you can tell because they're humongous.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking massive.
Yeah. Yeah, going to my 30 series, I'm like, holy
I can't
fuck,
wait.
this thing's
I want to
huge.
take a.
You do the picture.
Well, I want to do the side by side of like a 1080 versus the 3070 I'm about to be, and be like, damn.
Hold on, let me find my picture when I did that. That would have been 2020?
I was about to say, I mean, I had a
Yeah, I think
3070, and then I was like, no, I had a 2060. I had a 2070
But I did
Super.
the exact picture you're talking about. I did that picture. Let me send it to myself.
Shit, I could pull the Radeon 480 out of the server PC and give it to you to do a picture.
No, this is
thank you.
as dramatic as you're going to get right here.
Yeah.
Let me switch back to my app so I can control the screen. I need to get a second phone just for this shit. So here's my 750,
Oh, Lord.
which is the same size as my 1060 was, single fan EVGA.
Yeah.
Here's my 7970, which was the fastest single GPU on the planet in 2012.
Hell yeah. It's only,
It was old
now.
as fuck.
14 years
Compared to
old
my
now.
3070, which is like or my 3070 Ti, which is like a mid-grade card.
Yeah.
Like this was like good for like normal size
Budget.
stuff. This was really fast when it came out. This thing dwarfs it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, yours is probably roughly the same size as this,
Yeah.
assuming it's a
Yeah.
triple fan.
It
or
is a
whatever.
triple fan, yeah.
Yeah,
my,
we have-
my cousin sent me a picture of it like a minute ago. I was gonna send it to you. I'm like, I'll save it for next week, but we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, you say whatever card it is. I'm sure I can.
This is just for you guys.
Oh,
A
yeah.
picture of
It's-
it, yeah.
You usually when I pull it up, I know what that is.
EVGA
FTW3.
3070.
The good old. Oh wait, is it an FTW?
They always are.
I'm assuming. Hold on.
It's this guy.
Go fuck yourself. I wanted one of these so fucking bad.
Why? They're not anything crazy.
I know, but I like the lighting scheme on it.
Yeah,
And it's EVGA. I like their stuff.
Not
but
anymore, you don't, 'cause
unfortunately,
they- they discontinued
or
life.
NVIDIA pissed them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of these guys. Yeah,
You can appreciate it in my case.
once it's vertical.
No.
No. Hey, your 6800 is faster than this, so I don't see what you're worried about.
Yeah, exactly.
Meh, I just need. To
I just
build a
want my
new
shit to start
PC.
to work. That'd be cool.
How big's that power supply you have?
It's 800.
Is it really?
I thought it
Okay.
was a 650.
I thought it was a
800.
650.
The
Okay.
one I got rid of was a Power Gear.
The one you
or-
had sucked.
Power wall.
No, it was.
It
something.
was-
Hold on.
it was a terrible
I might have
name.
just.
It
gotten
was like
rid
a
of it.
big beefy boy something.
It was some Chinese terrible name because it wasn't Main Gear, which I've heard of. It wasn't Great Wall, which I've heard of. It was like Main Wall or like
I
Great
don't know.
Gear or
I
No,
something.
remember-
yeah, it was something gear because
It was
it was in
something-
the name.
But it
I
wasn't Main
remember that
Gear.
we took the
Power Gear. I think.
Power
Gear.
Gear.
Something. Yeah. Something
Sure.
stupid.
I remember when we switched it out at LAN, I took the cover off just to see how horrible the capacitors were, and it was like it
was
didn't even
bad.
have any. They were like,
Did you keep it? I didn't. Or
no.
Do
I put the
have
cover back
You
on.
said you
and
just
gave
got rid
back
of
to
it.
you.
it? No, the power supply.
Yeah, you said you just got rid of it. Were
Yeah.
you not talking about that?
No,
then?
no. Oh, no. That's sorry. I was my notes folder.
Oh, okay.
It was when Nick was giving me a ride. We were talking about it. We were
Yeah, I don't
talking
know
about
what we
stuff.
did with that.
Yeah, I probably still have it.
You've
I
probably
might
got
have
it.
thrown it.
I
away.
put it
I
back
don't
in the
know.
bag.
Yeah.
I remember that much.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's right in the box your other one came in. Honestly,
Well, it came in a Walmart bag, so probably not.
it's probably in that bag.
Walmart.
I think so. Yeah, because I have all the extra cables for the Corsair and, or actually no, they're, yeah, the extra cables for the Corsair because they're separate.
Yeah.
The one on my cheapo power supply, they're
Non-modular.
They don't. Yeah, non-modular. They just are stuck in the
They're
fucker.
permanently attached
So,
ketchup
yeah.
and mustard gross cables, where
Yeah,
they're red,
so-
and yellow, and black versus nice sleeved black Corsair ones.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I
will
wasn't sure
have-
what you had for power supply because
Yep.
you would have been
Yeah, it's like a.
at 600 or 650.
What are they rated? Like silver, gold, platinum,
Silver,
Or-
gold, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, titanium.
It's either silver or gold.
it's
800.
it's usually gold. That's usually what any of us buy.
Gold is your
I want to say it's
minimum
probably gold.
fucking
It's probably
standard.
gold.
Anything else?
Well,
is
because
not
it's
worth
one of
the
Nick, it's
fucking
Nick's
money.
buddy, and he swaps shit out all the time. So
No,
I feel like it
it's
was pretty.
because it's an I series too. It's an 800i, which is like their
Yes,
intelligent
it
smart
is.
one. So it's at least gold at the
Wait,
minimum.
Okay.
what brand?
It's Corsair.
Corsair. It is.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was $40.
Yeah, because I have a 850 HXI.
Yeah, it's one of the ones with an I on it.
Yeah.
And it's not popping anything up.
It's not one of the
I don't know.
blue ones. The blues are GSs.
Yeah. Just
I don't know, fucking naming schemes. Yeah.
Maybe it's a 650i. I don't know. Either way, it's an eye, so it's got like an intelligent sensor in it, so it knows how much power it's drawing.
Well, if you go down and over one to the right.
If you go
Yep,
go
that
to
one.
the gadget.
you
Yep,
mean
that
left?
one. Yeah, so see how it has the micro USB?
Yeah.
That's your intelligent link, so you can hook it up to your what does Corsair call their hub?
IQ.
Yeah, their
Or
IQ
their-
hub.
Yeah. IQ
And then
their
you
software,
can read all your voltages and
Yeah.
shit.
which you don't really need to.
I use it.
I fucking wouldn't.
Well,
I hate IQ with a passion.
I hate it too, but look,
But look,
you set it and forget it.
no, because it
That's
runs in the background all the time.
It does run in the
Yeah.
background, but
It
it's better
uses-
than fucking Mystic Light.
Everything's better than Mystic Light. Mystic
Light
Light,
is shit.
Mystic Light's MSI's one, and it fucking sucks. Like you can't sync anything. You have to just set it to some like lame profile, and it won't match anything else ever. It's great,
Man,
but my fans look dope.
I like Corsair.
Like
I like Corsair products.
my RGB's off almost all the time because I leave it run overnight to upload and stuff and edit. So I just turn the RGB off instead of it sitting there glowing all night.
Yeah.
So, and then I never turn it on
Mine
because
stays on constantly.
because Mystic Light's such a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah,
I
that's
never open it back up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
Banana
if
bread
it's a
at
six,
work,
even if at a
dog.
650, you're
No, I'm
probably
almost
okay.
positive it's an 800.
I believe you, but I'm saying if it's a 650, you're okay. At 800, you're good.
Yeah.
Mine's an 850, but it's a smaller supply.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have the
you have
panels
a
off tomorrow,
compact,
so
not a
I'll know.
subcompact.
I have an SFX.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
SFX, SFXL, and then ATX. ATX is your full size. Actually, here's a picture right conveniently. I wasn't even looking for it.
Yeah.
Neat.
Thanks, Reddit.
Thanks for the gold, kind
Oh, there's multiple
stranger.
pictures too.
Yes, I just doxed, whatever. But yeah. Yeah, this is an ATX supply. It's a normal size big one. This is an SFX, which is the like small scale factor. This is what I have is this size.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's an 850, but same brand.
Yeah.
Or mine's Cooler Master instead of Corsair. Same thing.
Same, but different.
Correct.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yes. Damn.
Well, shit. What else we got to talk about?
Yeah.
Honestly, probably nothing that important.
I'll say I'll
Since
have
we started
more
late,
stuff
we don't
next.
really have anything crazy exciting. We just look at the pictures of your Jeep real quick.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll say this is the
It's wide as shit.
yeah. It is exactly
Good lord.
it is exactly a foot wider than a Dana 30.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
it's gonna be thick.
Yeah.
Which luckily means you can run a wheel with a lot of in offset. You don't
Yeah.
have to go crazy
Yeah.
out.
Well, I'm gonna be on stock wheels with 30 or 40s. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, stock steel
Hell
40 or
yeah.
stock steel 17-inch wheels. So.
I love your hood prop. It's just the steering.
Oh yeah, it's
steering
the
link.
stock. It's the stock steering link because I'm like, oh, I need to save this, and it was on the Super
Let me
360.
put this somewhere where it's not going to get
Well,
lost.
I had the hood propped up with a prop rod, and then I was like, I'm sick of this sitting
Did
all the way
ya?
up, so I
Yeah.
set it down. I'm like, it's fine, I don't care.
Is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be wide. I mean, it's gonna look sick though.
Good lord.
You know how many recovery points on your front end with the
Just use the
Yeah.
fucking axle
Get
like a
fucking
man.
used
to
to
right
it.
there. Just fucking figure it out.
Oh my god, this card still has the peels on the fans. The center circle of the fans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I say
you mean
EVGA's
the-
fans
the
have like
clear
little dots
plastic?
on them, but
Yeah, the clear stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
like, yeah.
Jesus.
mine
Take-
might have that. I
Take
don't-
those off.
I don't fucking know. Mine might have it. Balances the fan better, you know?
Yeah, who knows?
That's going to be sick. Cool.
Yeah, it's just very wide. But
Very-
yeah, I
that's the
believe
idea, though,
I believe we
is-
were talking about the specific width. I'm like, oh yeah, it's nuts. I'm like, oh yeah, picture. Now
Picture.
that it's just gonna sit under there for until I get the fucking
Till you
truss.
get- till you get that all done. Yeah.
So-
No, it's wide.
She's
Sweet.
just a PAG, a fat ass Jeep.
She a thick girl. Hell yeah.
She
That's what I like
I
to
mean-
see.
bar.
I was say, or you could say it's an FAG, fat ass Jeep. No,
Wait a
wait,
minute.
Hold on. No,
Wait a minute.
Wait, how did you spell it? Hold on, I'm
A
confused.
P.
He spelled it with
Yeah.
a J as well, but yeah.
No.
Yeah.
P.
But Jeep is
PH
spelled with a G.
Yeah,
Yeah, you said
G?
A
G, I thought.
PAG.
Okay, no, I think I
PAJ.
yeah,
Yeah.
I say I thought you
Edge.
said G, and that's why I said G. I'm like, no, wait, it's J. I don't know. Is
I'm
it
not-
time to-
Anyway.
I'm not
is it
doing.
time
I'm
to
not doing a
leave?
spelling bee with you guys. Holy fuck!
Anyway.
Why you would kick our ass?
I
what do
know
you mean?
it's shocking. It's miserable. Yeah.
We all went to
Oh.
the same school.
Some of us clearly went harder than others.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we started late. We don't have shit to talk about. We're just gonna end it early. We've done 2-hour shows for the past like 3 weeks
Yeah, that's
straight,
fair.
and
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
You're
wait till
welcome
Nick
for the
comes back
content.
and we
Bye,
got-
Joanne.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
We got video card news next week. So.
Yeah, we'll have something. We'll talk about the Super Bowl next week. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm sure
that
you guys
too. Yeah,
all
well,
really care.
I keep
Yeah.
forgetting that that's this weekend, and I
Okay.
really don't give a fuck.
Do you guys know who's playing?
Nope.
The 49ers
And somebody else.
Hold on.
The Chiefs?
Yes, it's yeah.
Hey, wow, go me
It is.
sports.
It is.
Okay, who are the quarterbacks for each
Fuck,
team?
I don't fucking know.
Taylor Swift's boyfriend is.
Yeah, okay, hold on.
I don't
just
even know
wanna
if
see
he's
how little-
defense or
I have a
offense, I'll be
meme
honest.
about
I want to see how
this.
little you guys
So-
know.
Everybody has seen Talladega Nights at this point, right?
No.
Yes.
Yes, you know.
I've seen parts of it.
Okay.
Oh,
You know the part when Ricky Bobby comes home and Dale's there, or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck his name is, and he's like, "Oh, you just plaster over my face. You're marrying my wife. What the fuck?"
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw that, but it was Taylor Swift. If what's his name loses, if the 40 or the
If her boyfriend
Sports.
loses,
We're never
Sports.
stopping this show. I want to hear you guys talk about this all night.
if her boyfriend
you know what? At
loses,
this point, I'll just
yeah.
pull it up.
no,
No,
that's cheating.
stop.
You have
no,
to.
No,
we
because-
understand it. Shut up. We get it.
I don't know who I
Anyway,
was talking about.
Sports and Super Bowls.
Sports.
Yeah. So what's the
Yeah.
quarterbacks' names?
Fuck, I don't know. Give me a minute.
I don't know. I was tempted to buy, or I was gonna join DraftKings,
DraftKings.
and just because it's like, oh, you
George
get $200 free dollars.
Kittle?
I'm like, I'll try. Like, fuck
no.
it.
George Kittle has nothing to do with
Travis Clentz.
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
That's
How
her.
the
That's
fuck did you even?
that's
get
her
that?
boyfriend. Is Travis Kelsey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey. If
He's
the
the-
Chiefs lose the Super Bowl,
brother.
Bro's having a stroke. Meme killing me.
look, I haven't drank in over a week, so I'm.
Why do I have to call bullshit on that?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't
And-
know.
I
Anyway.
haven't drank in a
Go
lot
sports
over the last week.
Go sports ball.
If you're gonna join one, do my bookie with promo code Drinking Bros. To double your first deposit up to $1,000.
But that means I have to give my own money.
What are you sponsored?
I was gonna.
God, I
was
wish.
just gonna use DraftKings because they give you $200 free.
Well, if you're gonna bet, here's the betting odds. Currently, the 49ers are favored by 2 points to win.
cool. What are the odds? Is it 2-1?
That's your 1-to-1 odds. Is if the line is at 2. So if you think the Chiefs are gonna win,
Mm-hmm.
the Chiefs can up to lose by 2 points or win,
Mm-hmm.
and then you would win your bet. That's your even odds is +2. So
Okay. So if I bet 200, I win
and
200.
I'm lost.
yes, the Chiefs have to win by 2 points is what the spread is.
Okay.
In order for the bet to be at 100 at an even, put 100 in, win an extra 100. That's where the line is.
Okay.
So you can bet a money line, which is just like Chiefs win or 49ers win. And that's you're just like straight up like sometimes your odds are better because the point spread is higher. It's
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I was gonna bet.
I've heard of spreads and stuff, and I've never really known.
I
Nor
will-
do I really ever
Don't
really
give a
cared.
fuck.
I don't bet on
But no,
sports.
I literally
but
I saw the commercial for DraftKings. I'm like, well, I would be a new person. I'm almost positive the 49ers are going to win because it's all scripted anyway. So
Uh-huh.
who cares?
you mean Chiefs?
No, 49ers.
Whoever,
Why would the
whoever,
49ers win?
yeah, whoever's
Isn't
on
that
Taylor
what-
No.
Swift's
Yeah,
side.
Taylor.
Nope.
Okay, I
They're the Chiefs.
genuinely don't know. I would have bet the wrong one. and I
Taylor,
would've been, I
Taylor
would've lost
Swift's
my
team's gonna
$300.
win. That's how it's gonna go.
You know how many people genuinely think that is like Taylor Swift's team? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
A
that
lot.
Taylor's on. Which one's that? I don't know.
Yeah, clearly I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, have you guys seen? I know that I have showed you guys the like little clips of like her concerts, and the fucking stadium is literally shaking from the amount of people there. Yeah,
From the tween girls.
Yeah. They're-
Imagine
they're
if
gonna-
it was like
yeah,
a
they're gonna
metalcore
fucking let her
show that
win.
packed, and the city
Well,
would fall down because we're all fucking fat.
R.I.P.
Crumble.
Apollo Theater.
Yeah,
Rip.
you're right.
But yeah,
I don't know.
So
Fuck
yes.
Super Bowl. I don't give a shit.
but you're going. To
I
the
really,
party,
I
so-
really
Yeah,
care.
I'm going to the
I care about
party
the
so I can
people
get
at the
drunk.
house and the food involved with it. Yes,
That's another
I love sports.
the holiday for me to get fucking wasted and eat food.
Cool.
America.
Well, the
America.
Chiefs are going to win.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
they're better.
Yeah, the reason I said 49ers because one of the guys at Ritchie Brothers was
We're going to vote. We're going to root for the 49ers.
well, yeah. He considering both of his cars have Niner.
Which
Hold on, what is it?
wait, hold on.
Niner
wait.
Nation or some
Okay.
shit.
Bang Bang Niner Gang.
Wow, that's so gay.
dumb.
It was a license plate frame. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I thought like this is a
What are you,
big.
gay?
This is a dude who's like 6'5". I'm like,
Like
Maybe
a
he was
corn-fed
like
motherfucker.
Yeah, like big dude. I'm like,
Maybe he
maybe he was in
played
the
sports.
army or something. Like maybe it's a fucking like a battalion reference. I don't know. I googled it. I'm like, that's the gayest fucking thing I've
so-
ever
That's
seen.
stupid as fuck.
That's so dumb.
It was
So wait,
very dumb.
San Francisco 49ers.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
And the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
Kansas City.
Where's Kansas City?
Missouri.
There you go.
It's next to Kansas.
It's not in Kansas. It's in
but it
Missouri.
is next
Kansas.
to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not in Kansas
who are the
anymore,
quarterbacks?
Toto. Don't know. Don't
Kelsey
give a
is-
fuck.
Yeah, Kelsey is not a quarterback.
No, he is an offensive tight end,
Okay.
which is a wide receiver / running back / lineman.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's
It's a flex
this
position. That's
fuck sports. Me who only gives a fuck about engines and firearms.
engines.
I don't give a fuck.
Fair enough. Let's
I'm
get
just
outta
there to
here,
watch
'cause
the commercials.
They're all gonna
Oh,
suck
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't actually watched the legitimate Super Bowl in years.
You're not missing
Yeah, I
much,
was like, nor
really.
do I care.
Last year's was actually really good. It was Eagles Chiefs. It was actually a killer game.
The last one I
They
watched
won
was
by
Because
one.
I didn't fucking pay attention.
It was 34-35.
When
it was,
was
a
the
nutty good
when
game.
was the Seahawks?
the
That
Seattle
was, it was a couple. It was
That'd be
a
like
handful of years
4 or
ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah, probably four or 5 years. I remember because it was like blue and green.
I don't know. Have fun with your
Seahawks.
concussions, NFL.
Super Bowl 2014.
That's
was
been
the-
10 years.
That's been 10 years since you remember one.
Yeah.
To be fair, their
yeah.
uniforms are dope though. Hold on.
Yeah. I just like their emblem. It's neat.
it's a
I
bird.
just think they're neat.
I
It's
just
a
think it's
bird.
Yeah, 'cause- yeah, that fucking lime green. I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, this shit.
Who did they play? Even I don't fucking. Lost
Denver.
To the 49ers?
They played Denver. The
Denver.
Broncos.
The Broncos.
Yes.
Brr, 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 brr.
That's funny.
Yes.
I
Yeah, no, those
couldn't
uniforms.
give a fuck more.
But the uniforms go hard. I
Yeah,
love bright
true.
colored.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Okay. You guys clearly can't contribute any
We
more to
will
this
know
conversation.
next
Just
podcast.
don't
We'll
give a
know
fuck.
so much about.
no, we
No,
won't.
you
Nothing
won't.
else.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quiz you, and you'll be like, "Who's Brock Purdy? What's a
Sorry,
Mahomes?"
I was at the crafts table. I did not watch the Super Bowl. I
Man, I was just fucking up that charcuterie board the whole weekend.
You mean that 2 of Patrick Mahomes, his brother and his dad, are both in jail right now? What?
yeah.
Who?
Woo, right over the head, Brian.
The quarterback of the Chiefs.
I know that
His-
name, but I don't know.
And
it.
how does that affect my day to day?
'Cause
Oh
it's
wait, it
funny.
doesn't.
His brother like assaulted a woman. His dad got a DUI.
Okay, the DUI is
like
kind of
both
funny.
recently?
Recent
Like the
enough,
same
yeah. No,
day.
the DUI was like last week. Like not even. It was like Monday or something.
Yeah, I was saying. Yeah, if it was within the month before the Super Bowl, that's hilarious.
Drinking and
Yeah,
driving.
it was
it's
like last
very
week.
bad.
That's
Not when
awesome.
your son's a fucking billionaire.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So he might not be able to
Have
go
your
to the
rich
game
ass
'cause he's
son
in jail.
pay for the Uber, you dumbass.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's get
Uber
out of here.
X.
You
Yeah,
guys
I'm
don't care.
over it.
Nope, don't give a shit. Bye. Have a wonderful time.
Fuck it. All right, that's it.